Hey there, amazing fans! Before we dive into today's drama, don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support means the world to us. Now, welcome to another relaxing moment with Sugar Stories. Grab a seat, sit back, relax, and let's journey into the story together. It had been raining for hours. The kind of rain that soaked through roofs and made the clay roads in the village slick with mud. Most children stayed home that day, but Adiz and her little brother, Chitty, still had to walk to school and back. Their mother, Mama Ifioma, never allowed excuses, rain or shine. They had to study. Adiz held a torn green umbrella over her and Chitty as they trudged home. Their shoes squelched in the mud. Chitty clutched her hand tightly, his teeth chattering slightly from the cold. "Ada, can we rest under that mango tree?" he asked. "We're almost home, Chitty." "Just a little more," she said, though her arms were tired and her belly rumbled. As they neared the old wooden bridge that led to their street, Adiz suddenly stopped. There was someone lying by the roadside. A man, drenched from head to toe. His shirt clung to his body, torn at the sleeves, and his face was bruised and pale. One arm dangled into the gutter as the muddy water rushed by. "Chitty, stay back," Adiz said, instinctively moving in front of her brother. "Is he dead?" Chitty whispered. Adiz squatted beside the man and placed 2 fingers against his neck like she had once seen in a movie. "He's breathing. Barely." Her heart pounded. No one else was stopping to help. A group of market women passed by, shaking their heads. "He's probably drunk or mad," one muttered. "Leave him. Don't carry another person's wallah," another added. Adiz looked at the man again. He didn't look like a drunkard. There was something different about him. Something broken. Something lost. She turned to Chitty. "Help me. We have to get him out of the rain." Chitty hesitated, but then nodded. Together, they tugged at the man's arms. He groaned faintly. They managed to drag him under an abandoned kiosk. Adiz removed her cardigan and covered his chest. Chitty took off his tiny backpack and placed it under the man's head. "Ada, what now?" "We get Mama." They sprinted the rest of the way home. Mama Ifioma dropped the bowl of soaked gari she was washing when she saw her children return dripping wet and panicked. "Mama, we found someone. He's dying. Come quickly." Adiz shouted. Mama Ifioma stared at them. "What nonsense are you talking about?" They grabbed her hands and pulled her toward the kiosk. By the time she saw the man, her eyes widened in shock. He was unconscious again, lips pale, body shivering uncontrollably. She touched his forehead, burning hot. "Lord, have mercy," she whispered. "Help me carry him." "What? Mama? Are we taking him home?" "Yes. If you two can carry him in the rain, then so can I." With surprising strength, Mama Ifioma and her children half lifted, half dragged the man into their small home. They laid him on a mat in the corner of the living room. She wrapped him in dry cloths and boiled water for bathing and herbs. "Who is he, Mama?" Adiz asked. "I don't know," she replied, pressing a damp cloth to his forehead. "But we'll help him. That's what God would want." 3 days passed. The man finally opened his eyes on the morning of the 4th. He blinked against the sunlight streaming through the wooden shutters and saw 3 faces staring at him, a woman, a little girl, and a boy holding a spoonful of pap. "Good morning, sir," Adiz said softly. He tried to speak, but winced. "Don't worry," Mama Ifioma said gently. "You're safe." Where am I?" "You were lying in the rain. My children found you." His brow furrowed. I can't remember anything." "Not even your name?" He shook his head slowly. "I see." She brought him water, which he sipped weakly. Later that afternoon, while changing his bandage, Mama Ifioma found something in his pocket. A torn piece of paper. On it, in faded ink, was written, "I'll find you again, Ifioma." Her hand froze. She read it again. Ifioma. Her name. She stared at the man. He looked different, scruffy, bruised, thinner, but something about his lips, his eyes. Could it be? No. That was 10 years ago. Ibuka had disappeared without a word after she told him she was pregnant. She thought he had abandoned her. Yet here he was, in her home, and he didn't even know who he was. She tucked the paper away quietly. The kids quickly took to him. Uncle Rain. They called him because they'd found him in the rain. Uncle Rain helped with chores as soon as he was strong enough. He fixed the leaky tap and oiled the rusty front door. He read bedtime stories with exaggerated voices that made Chitty laugh until he snorted. Mama Ifioma watched them, conflicted. One night, she asked, "Do you really not remember anything?" "No," he said. "But when I look at your children, I feel something. Warm. Like I've known them before." Her hands trembled. Could it be true? She walked into her bedroom, opened an old biscuit tin from the top shelf, and took out a photograph, faded but clear. Ibuka, young and smiling, arm around her waist. The resemblance was there. The same jawline. The same look in the eyes when they smiled. Her heart pounded. What if this was him? 1 week later, something unexpected happened. A local photographer snapped a candid photo of Uncle Rain helping an old woman cross a flooded street. He posted it online with the caption, "Real men still exist." The post went viral. The next morning, a black SUV pulled into their dusty street. 2 men in suits stepped out. Mama Ifioma's heart sank. They knocked. "Good morning. Sorry to disturb. We're looking for this man," one said, showing her the viral photo. She didn't speak. The man stepped inside and gasped. "Chief, we've been looking for you." I don't know you," the man said, backing away. He lost his memory, Mama Ifioma said quietly. The men introduced themselves as members of a wealthy family in Lagos. The man's name, they said, was Ibuka Chinidamadu, a successful businessman who went missing during a business trip nearly a year ago. Rumor had it he'd been kidnapped, escaped, and disappeared again. "We thought he was dead," one said. Mama Ifioma sat down, weak in the knees. It was him. Later that night, when the children had gone to bed, she showed Ibuka the old photo. "Do you remember this?" she asked. He stared. His fingers trembled as he touched the picture. Then, like a lightning strike, the memories came. "Ifioma, I left. I was taken. That night, I was ambushed." Tears ran down his face. "I tried to escape for months. They dumped me far away. I walked for days before collapsing." She nodded silently. "I never abandoned you," he whispered. She wiped her eyes and handed him a sealed envelope. "What's this?" "DNA results. I ran the test. You are Chitty's father." Ibuka broke down. He knelt before her. "Thank you for raising them. For saving me." The next day, the entire neighborhood gathered to see the one stranger, now known as Chief Ibuka, hug his children for the first time as their father. Chitty jumped into his arms. Adiz hugged him tightly. "Uncle Rain is our daddy?" Chitty asked. Ibuka nodded, eyes wet. "Yes, my son. You saved me before I even knew who I was." Ibuka didn't leave. He stayed. Not in the mansion his family offered him, but in the home where his heart had found peace. He renovated Mama Ifioma's small house, turned it into a bright, warm place filled with books, toys, and laughter. He married Ifioma again, this time in front of their children and the entire village. And whenever it rained, Adiz and Chitty would run outside, dance in the drops, and smile up at the sky, knowing that the rain didn't just wash things away. Sometimes it brought things back.